Shalom, shalom. I'm the brother Yanasha, back in the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Ultimately, man, this is just gonna be a quick little walk and talk. Alright. So, it's really gonna be about faith, man, at the end of the day, right? Because like I had mentioned in one of my previous videos, one of the Akion, he was pretty much going into like how you're not supposed to hide your wisdom at the end of the day, right? And like I said in previous videos, man, you know, I'm not nobody, but I do got a little bit of the experience, you know. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai throughout my whole life has put me in situations where it's like, okay, you're gonna trust in him or not, right? And in those situations, they was dire situations as well, like urgent situations. It's like, okay, boom. You either trust in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, or, you know, anything could happen to you, like something could happen to you just like that, right? You could, you know what I'm saying, right? So ultimately, I just want to talk about faith, man. All right. So us brothers and sisters that's got this 100% truth. All right, you have to realize one thing, man. You gotta realize. Now, hold on. Let me wait for these cars to rock past, man. But yeah, man, like I was saying, one thing you brothers and sisters gotta realize is like majority of the population, man, majority of the world, majority of the people, especially here in Babylon, that's placed under this westernized mindset, they completely robots, man, completely robots. You know, I remember back when, before I came into the truth, before Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai drew me into the truth. I had a friend. Ultimately, it was really just me and him, for real. Like, and that's how it's always, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always kept a small circle, like I say in previous videos, but you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't really talk to nobody, you know? It'd just be me and bro, you know what I'm saying? In school, in the hallways, skipping class. Nah, that was me. I was skipping class. But ultimately, like, me and this one homeboy, it was like, we was always like, you know what I'm saying? We was locked in for like, we'd read our Bibles together. Although, you know, we ain't even had a Kakwadash, the Holy Spirit. So really, we ain't even really understand what we was reading. But we was, you know what I'm saying? I know I was sincere. I was trying to the best of my ability. But ultimately, we went to this one place, you know what I'm saying? We had walked to this one city, you know what I'm saying? And up on the hill, right? And we was just talking about life. Cause me and bro, like, we understand that we know that majority of these people is bugged out. Like, majority of people don't know what's going on. You got some that do, but they love the world, right? All right, so like I was saying before, I was rudely cut off by my phone. I just decided that I wanted to cut off and stop recording by itself. But like I said, man, me and my young boy, right, we had walked up to the city, right? And, you know, it was just us two, and we was just like talking about life type shit, right? You know what I'm saying? But before we departed, you know, we had came to this realization, like, what the fuck? Like, 90% of people is, you know what I'm saying, are robots. 90% of people are trapped in this rat life cycle. Oh, go to work, go to school. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third, right? They're caught up in the ways of this life. So ultimately, you gotta step out of that box, man, right? You gotta step out of that box. And one thing that I noticed was as I continuously prayed to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai for more faith, as I continue to pray to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai for more faith, he continuously put me in situations where I was backed up to a corner where I had to trust in him, or my life could have been completely over at the end of the day, right? So ultimately, like I said, man, once you realize that majority of people are really like robots for real, you know what I'm saying, and they really can't think for themselves, you should move different, right? Like you should move with more confidence, knowing that, okay, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, you know, he's dealing with me, right? He's, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. But still being in fear because we don't know if we are part of the elect. But like I said, bro, ultimately, you know what I'm saying, once you get to a certain level of faith, like, you can be in public, right? And I'm trying to think of an example. You could be in public, like me. Hold on, I don't know if y'all can see my shadow. Damn, y'all can't see my shadow. But I'll just give y'all a quick example, right? So I'll be out in public, right? Rarely, but whenever I do, I go hit up the mall, you know what I'm saying? Chill, watch a few breakdowns or whatever the case may be. Watch the Akim on YouTube. But like I previously state in my videos, man, foxes have holes, the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath nowhere to lay his head. So I just got out of high school and I'm a young boy, right? So ultimately, you know, y'all be seeing me with my little Nike ski on, right? I'll be low-key camouflaging, gang. I'll be really camouflaging. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, like, if you was to, like, say for an example, if you was to lose everything, including your mind, right, and you had to ultimately be built back up, right? Because ultimately, you got to think about it. When somebody, like, loses everything at a young age, I'm talking drop out of high school, right? You know what I'm saying? Not with their parents no more. Pretty much out in the world all by themselves. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, people like that, and especially in today's world, right? See, I don't even got a high school diploma, right? I can't get no fucking super supreme good ass paying job, right? But at the end of the day, look at me, I'm still here. And I gotta say, the Wadi Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And not only am I still here, my mindset is completely stronger than how it was before, right? I know how to move out here by myself, you know what I'm saying? As a young man, right? I know how to carry myself in public. I know how to talk to people, stuff like that, right? So, and that really just goes into experience at the end of the day, right? Like I said, y'all can see the shadow. I be out here with my tripod. I be looking like a fool ass streamer, bruh. You know what I'm saying?